Hey all, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and it is layout share time. So these are all the layouts that I made in the month of February. I think it was pretty productive. I participated in a couple challenges with the scrap room, paper issues. They had a big crop going on. So actually maybe some of these, the crop was at the end of January, but you could, it was sort of extended through the first week of February. So yeah, some of these I made at the beginning of February. And actually, I'm really excited because I'm getting super caught up on my photos. So like it's March right now, and I'm almost done with October 2020 and December 2020, and then I'll be moving on to January and February. How crazy is that? Okay, so the first layout is something that I made for the paper issues crop. It was vacation themed, so everything had to be sort of had to have something to do with one of the locations that they gave us. So I actually can't remember what the location was for this one, but I just pieced together a bunch of paper scraps to do a photo of my brand new niece, who was born at the end of January. They sent a picture through WhatsApp, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to print it out and I'm going to scrapbook it. So that's what I did for this one. And I actually stamped the background with a couple random old stamps from my stash, did a little misting spray splatters. So this was a fun one to put together. Just nice to use up some scraps, you know. This one, I think, was also for the paper issues crop. This is from Halloween last year. All the candy that my kid got from, we didn't really trick or treat, so she got the candy from us during a scavenger hunt that we did. But this is using the Doodlebug collection, Halloween collection from last year. And this, I think, had something to do with Spain. It was like the city of Counts. So I took that to be like numbers. So I've got some numbers here, and I labeled it Count Your Candy. So I really like the way this one turned out. This one was about I think it was the Orlando theme for the paper issues crop. So I actually had a photo that I posted on Instagram. I had to go back through my stories, find it, and download it. It was like a hot mess. But this is a photo of me being sad that we couldn't go on our trip to Disney World or Disneyland. I can't remember where we were supposed to go. But in June of 2020, my husband and I were supposed to go. Then we were like, we'll push it to November. Well, of course, obviously that didn't work out. So this is, you know, the sad little layout about how we didn't get to go to Disney in 2020. And I used actually some stickers from my, I think, Echo Park Disney collection. And then this fun color is a shimmer spray called Don't Rain on My Parade. And I got some little rain clouds here from a Pretty Little Studio die cut pack, and just some fun. I kind of kept it like blue and black on this one. Not a whole lot of color because we were blue and sad. This one, I think, was for the New York challenge for paper issues. And these are all photos of me doing TV segments at my office in New York for the holiday season, showcasing all the hot new toys. So I did a lot of Frankensteining of some scrap papers together to do this sort of layered paper strip look. And then I just used a bunch of random stuff like Christmassy things, and this was actually from the photo strip, and this actually too. Oh, and this too. We're actually from the Disney, the Echo Park Disney collection. So again, using a lot of scraps. Maybe I'm kind of running out of supplies, so I need to work on that. This is for the Let's Get Sketchy March challenge. So there's a process video of this up on the channel. I'll try to have that linked below for easy access, but this was a lot of fun, and definitely come play along with us all month long. This was for another paper issues one, but I think this was for a February scrap lift or sketch challenge. But I really liked sort of the grid design, how some things were kind of at an angle. So I kind of tried to keep it fairly similar, but using up scrap pieces from that Doodlebug collection that I had. This one, I know this was for something. This was for some type of challenge, and I didn't write it down. Actually, this might have been a Chamel thing. Now I don't know. But anyway, it wasn't for a challenge that I submitted it for anything. So it could have been actually based on a Chamel thing. Or maybe it was for the Scrapbook Generation. They've been having weekend crops. Maybe I did one of those in February. Honestly, I have no idea. But I used a bunch of fall stuff, some Doodlebug, some Simple Stories from 2 years ago, some Amy Tangerine, and just cut down a lot of my 4x6 photos to create this really cool looking layout. I really like the design of this one. Oh, and I did some hand-drawn bordering here with a really cool, here it is. Nope, yep, this is it. I got this from Paper Issues. It's called Le Pen, and it's neon orange, and it's really fun. This is using up some very old Harry Potter paper, American crafts, I think old like photo play stuff as well. I just had a bunch of random like Halloween stuff in my stash, and I realized that I had never scrapbooked the Halloween 2019 photo. Like, what was I doing? This photo was in a baggie of all of my Halloween scraps, and I was pulling it out to do last year's Halloween, and I'm like, I didn't do October 2019. So finally got it done. Easy peasy. This is Halloween of last year, and this is using I think a scrap lift from Paper Issues. So I loved the vertical line. The original one, I think, had a bunch of like tabs and stuff coming out from the sides. I kept things pretty straight line because I didn't have a lot of tabs and I was just kind of using up scraps. So I really like the way this one came out, especially with all the splatters. You can kind of see the white splatters. I feel like the white misting spray works better on some types of paper than on others. So I'm still kind of experimenting with it, but I really like the way that it actually turned up on this layout. This one is for a sketch challenge at the scrap room. I always like participating in their sketch challenges and their freaky fast formula challenges because they really get you thinking. I created all of these little banner strips here out of some scrap paper, just literally went through my scrap drawer. And then I just did a little bit of like, I hole punched on the side here. I don't know. I just thought it was something different with some thread from my February Not Just for Boys Kit Club kit. And then I combined some paper from that kit with some paper from a previous Paper Issues haul and just kind of like made it all work for this picture of my daughter wearing her baking and chef's hat. So here's Christmas. This was the last full sheet of 12 by 12 paper that I had from all the Christmas stuff that I bought. So I still have a lot of embellishments in my stash, so I just need to get some more paper to finish up December 2020. But I cut this one down to put it in the little Pink Fresh frame, which I'm really happy that I did that. So you got that little one, and then you've got this one over here. Such a really fun design doing these like frame strips going up and down and sort of adding little embellishments here and there. I have a process video for this one, so I'll try to have that linked below as well, so you can check out how I did this one using a page map sketch. Super easy and fast. This one, I think I don't know if I have a process video for this, but I did this based on a layout from Pinterest. It was actually a 2-page layout. I focused on the second page. Usually like the first page is like the opening page, the main thing, and the second page is just kind of like whatever. But I used the second page to create just the single page layout. And if I can remember where I got it, the website was a very distinct name and I cannot think of it right now, but I will try to have that linked below as well. So this is just a fun page using some of the Not Just for Boys Kit Club stuff, as well as other fall items from my stash. And then I decided to do a pocket page just to get some of those other photos, kind of like the random photos from our fall trip to Maine, just put them all together instead of doing like separate single page layouts, which again, I know I've said this before, it's something that I want to do more of in 2021. So over here, I kind of just created my own like 4x6 cards, did a little bit of journaling on them, and then just kept the other photos 4x6. So like just the random stuff. Yeah, just the random stuff, the random photos. Okay, so this one was for the Mixed Media Frenzy Hop from last month. If you didn't catch it, you can look at the process video below, and everybody is going to be linked in that description box. So you can go through the whole hop and check everybody out. All right, so I'm going to show you this now. I'm not sure when this layout video is going to air, but this is for the March Challenge Yourself Challenge. And I will have a process video of this. If it's not already up, it's going to be coming up. So you can find out all about what that challenge is and how to participate there. So stay tuned for that. If it is already up by the time this goes up, I will have it linked below. And this one, I was trying to do more of these coronavirus timelines to kind of go with our 2020 album. I got these from Persnickety Prints. They have ones already printed with some information about things happening in the world. And then you have blank ones where you can add in your own stuff. And not much was happening really once we got into like June, July, and August. So I did have blank ones for them. I didn't do a blank one for June. I don't know if I did one for August. I'm not sure yet. I can't remember. But I decided since there were a few things that kind of changed or happened in July, I would add that in. And I just kept them on their own page because they're kind of big and I didn't have any photos. So I just did a very simple page with these pieces there. And then this one was just kind of for fun. I know it was based on either a sketch or a scrap lift, and I cannot remember what it was. If I figure it out, I will let you know. It could have been a Chamel thing again, because I've been trying to watch a lot of her lives and kind of copy the designs that she's been doing. So this was basically just using stuff from my stash. Had this paper pad I've had for years, and I still have not completely used all the papers. So I'm trying to go through that and add some pieces that fit the color scheme from my stash. So again, good stash buster. If you also want a good stash buster, the counterfeit kit challenge is a fun one. I did it in January. I haven't killed that kit yet, so I need to do that. And then I didn't do it last month, but I'm going to do it this month in March, because it's got some really bright, happy colors. And I think I have some elements and like patterns that are going to work. So stay tuned for that. I might do a counterfeit kit, homemade kit video, as I have done before. So those are all the layouts that I made. Love to know how many layouts you guys made. Do you really keep track, or do you just kind of make them and set them aside and whatever? And if you are like me, maybe you have tens of thousands of piles of these finished layouts. I really need to start ordering more albums, but that's a story for another day. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, like, make sure you click subscribe wherever that button is, wherever you're watching this video, because you don't want to miss out on all those great process videos that are coming up. I've got a whole series coming up in March about using circles on your layout. So got a lot of fun ideas there for you. You don't want to miss out on that. See you guys next time, and happy scrapping.